Welcome back to a new video, guys. Let's embark on a journey through the inspiring career of Roman Kopylov, a combat sports prodigy who rose from humble beginnings to international acclaim. Born into a family deeply rooted in athletics, Kopylov's early exposure to competition fueled his passion for combat. From his meteoric rise to hand-to-hand Combat Sambo to his unexpected setbacks and triumphant victories in the UFC, Kopylov's story is a testament to resilience, skill, and unwavering determination. Join us as we explore the highs and lows in his very exciting career.
Oh, Till's out! It's over! It's over! It's over! That's what I'm saying, boy! Oh! He got dropped! It's over! It's over! Munoz! Oh my God!
Roman Kopylov was born into athletics and combat. His parents, both former athletes, fed into his passion for competition. Kopylov has grown into a 5-time world champion in hand-to-hand Combat Sambo and has several European and Russian championships under his belt, idolizing the great Fedor Emelianenko, his fellow Russian mixed martial artist and legend of Russian MMA. With a background in competitive Combat Sambo, he'd enter the world of mixed martial arts in the Russian regional scene, debuting in Ufa, Russia in April of 2016, competing for the organization's title in his literal pro debut at middleweight. And in this fight, Roman had an outstanding debut fight, facing off against an opponent with a less than impressive 9-12 record. The adversary still having 21 fights under his belt, Roman showed remarkable skill in his professional debut. Kopylov dominated his opponent, outstriking him and securing a decisive victory by unanimous decision, claiming the WCSA middleweight title. This victory made a bold statement to future opponents. Roman would be tested against adversaries with far superior records early in his career. So next up would be a 7-1 Brazilian opponent, Jose Santos. It would actually be in the light heavyweight division, and Jose Santos' only loss was to a fight against Andre Muniz, who would be a future UFC fighter. He dispatched Santos in the third round and set off a streak of finish wins, lasting his entire regional career in Russia. Starting it off in the ACB against Islam Gugov, you could start to see a trend between these fighters desperately trying to grab at a leg of Kopylov to get him to the mats because his stand-up is just too good for some of these regional guys, and Roman would show great wrestling defense before, in the second round, landing a beautiful spin kick to the body that would cause his opponent's liver to shut down, and he'd earn a finish at 358. Then he would move to Fight Nights Global for back-to-back stoppage victories, one against Artem Shikalo and one against Kobe Ortiz. Against Shikalo, same thing, a lot of beautiful striking, causing his opponent to shoot for the ankles unsuccessfully before Roman Kopylov could grab a finish. He would wrap up his regional career in the Fight Nights Global middleweight title picture. I won't embarrass myself trying to pronounce the champion's name, but Roman Kopylov did a great job in the stand-up of the fight. It got into the fourth round, and by the end of the fourth round, Roman Kopylov's opponents stopped it in the corner, and Kopylov was crowned the Fight Nights Global middleweight champion, and he'd have one more fight before getting into the UFC. This would be against Yasube Enomoto, and he would win in the fourth round, this time via TKO with a punch to the body, defending his title in Fight Nights Global for the final time before walking into the UFC past the Contender Series directly onto a UFC Fight Night card against Karl Roberson in November of 2019. The Roberson fight at the time was shaping up to be a good one. Roberson had 6 finishes to Kopylov's 7 before Roberson went into his current downslide of losses. And Roman Kopylov's debut to the UFC was unexpectedly spoiled by Karl Roberson, a former Glory kickboxer. The fight with Roberson would be awfully close, but Roberson did seem to get the better of most engagements, and then once he got Kopylov's back late in the final round, he was able to get under the chin with a rear naked choke, secured a surprising victory, and this marked Roman Kopylov's first career defeat in a stunning upset. And then he would follow that up with another defeat to Albert Duraev. This time he was an underdog coming into the bout, and by a pretty wide margin. And despite Kopylov landing a knockdown in the second round, the control time and early round success of Albert Duraev would lead him to victory in the spot. And interestingly, Kopylov has not been taken down ever since this Duraev fight. He was taken down by Roberson and Duraev in back-to-back fights. And the takedown in this fight was caused by Kopylov grabbing the fence, and when the referee re-engaged them, Duraev had such a good position, he was able to land an easy takedown and rode control through the rest of the round, negating what Kopylov had started with a beautiful knockdown to start the round. And now that he'd suffered 2 losses in the UFC in back-to-back fights, his back would be against the wall at 8-2 for his next one. And with his back against the wall against the best competition in the world, the Siberian striker would perform perfectly. He would take out Alessio and Soriano in back-to-back fights, with two of his best finish victories of his career, and then he would follow that up with a beautiful head kick of Claudio Ribeiro on UFC 291 in the biggest spot of his career. Then in his most recent fight against Josh Fremd, he earned his first UFC Fight Night performance bonus as a huge minus 340 favorite against Josh Fremd. He delivered a beautiful liver punch at 444 of the second round, earning himself his fourth straight stoppage victory in the UFC and a massive spot on UFC 298's main card against Anthony Hernandez. I'll be following this video up with a betting breakdown for that event, but if you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button and subscribe, and let me know how far do you think Roman Kopylov can go in the UFC. Does he have title picture potential? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.